Let's get more insight on China's investment in Portugal with Vitorio Cardoso. He is the CEO at Strategic Operations Executive Consulting. Vitorio, thanks for joining us.
Hello, Michelle McCory. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for having me.
All right, let's get into it. Portugal, Vitorio, makes up less than 1.5% of the EU's economy, but Portugal ranks fourth in terms of receiving Chinese investment. In fact, only the UK, Germany, and France have received more Chinese investment since the 2008 crisis than Portugal. Why? Why is Portugal attracting so much Chinese capital?
Actually, this move is not really new. This belongs to a Chinese grand strategy since 2003, when China defines first Macau as the preferential platform to China to deal with the Portuguese-speaking countries. And then, since we had the financial crisis in Portugal, the Chinese central government and the Chinese businessmen always sees in some difficult times opportunities. So that the Chinese investors, they saw Portugal as a perfect hub to project their interests into not only Africa, but to the Americas.
All right, well, which areas or sectors have been attracting the most investment?
The areas are more so-called strategic areas, sectors like energy, maritime industry, the economy of the seas is how we call it in Portugal, the water supply, the electricity grid, or for example, the Chinese Hainan Airlines just bought 10% of the Portuguese national airlines. So are more strategical and long-term. And for example, we can say that the Portuguese electricity company, EDP, bought by the China Three Gorges, is actually the spearhead of the Chinese strategy to invest in Portugal as a hub, because that huge company could support the other companies to come to invest into Portugal. And then we have to differentiate.
So, Vitorio, how would you say these investments have turned out? How would you say these investments have turned out for the Chinese? Have they paid off? Have they yielded good returns?
Yes, it is indeed, because this kind of big companies will project their interests into Africa or even into the United States. This is the major point for the Chinese investment strategy, because towards from Portugal, the Chinese companies can enter the U.S. market or to access strategically the other continents. And then we know that this kind of movements can support a lot the Chinese effort to be the #1 economical superpower.
Well, Vitorio, one area which does not seem to have paid off so well for Chinese investors is in the Golden Visa program that grants resident permits to people that buy property of at least $545,000. And Chinese nationals make up about 80% of the Golden Visa buyers, but many have not yet received the visa. The program is ground to a virtual standstill. There are about 4,000 international investors who are in bureaucratic limbo right now. What is going on with the Golden Visa program? What's the status there?
Yes, it's true. There was a problem, a political, not really political, but more judicial problem. But after the elections in Portugal, the problem is going to be solved because currently Portugal have a more stable situation. We are already out of the political campaigns, and then there is a government in Portugal, and then the main opposition party, the PSD party, and the Socialist Party, the party that is taking office, they are both working together to maintain and to support the foreign investments into Portugal.
Okay, well, let's hope that gets sorted out. Chinese investors have injected about €1.5 billion into the Portuguese real estate market since 2012. Thanks so much, Vitorio Cardoso, CEO at Strategic Operations Executive Consulting.